Alright, so I haven't made a video in over a month now, and as you know, Black Widow was just delayed all the way up to May, a year from its original release date. And so yeah, I'm postponing my review of Phase 3, Parts 1 and 2, and if you're wondering if I have any other plans for the channel, absolutely. I have a lot of plans. I've got a lot of movies to talk about for my first viewing series. And so yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming up. But today I thought I would just get back making videos with like a new, where like a little fun thing I do. I go over every franchise that I've watched and my favorite film from that series. So just a little fun thing I do. First film franchise, the Indiana Jones franchise. So this is a hard one because I actually like all four of them. I love Raiders is great. Temple of Doom, I think it's the weakest one out of all of them, but still very fun. Last Crusade is a very great sequel, and it is definitely like one of the best ones out of the four. And Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, it's guilty pleasure. I like it, but I gotta go with Raiders because Raiders is just such a great movie that homages like old B-movie serials and makes it and just gives it a great update of it. And I love it. It might be one of my favorite movies of all time. I don't know. Alright, next franchise. The Toy Story franchise. Even though a lot of people wanted it to call it a trilogy, because it seems to be that nobody wanted a Toy Story 4. I gotta say, it's been a while since I've seen most of these movies. I did see 4 in the theater. I thought it was good. Alright, I put it out. It was even up there with my top 6 favorite movies of last summer. I thought it was good, alright? 3, I haven't seen that in a while. I haven't seen most of them in a while, but the one that I just remember I always liked and I've always rewatched the most is 2, because it was just I just remember having more fun, new characters, and it was more emotional than the first one. But yeah, maybe I should rewatch them because they're about to turn 25. This franchise is going to turn 25 years old. But yeah, Toy Story 2 is my favorite one out of all of them. So next one, Spider-Man. This is a hard one because there's a lot of for me, there's like 3 eras of Spider-Man. The first era was developing Spider-Man into the big screen, which kind of basically counts the CBS show with Nicholas Hoult and the over-the-top Japanese show, and just all the other, and just all the canceled ones, like the one by Roger Corman, Canon Films, and James Cameron. And then there is like the Sony era, which is when Sony owns Spider-Man, and they make the trilogy and the Andrew Garfield ones. And then there is the phase that we're going through right now, and that's the Sony and Marvel phase, which is where Sony and Marvel are both making Spider-Man movies at the same time. But so my favorite one might have to be the first 2 Spider-Man and Into the Spider-Verse. If you go back to my original review of Into the Spider-Verse, I said I was very disappointed about the film, but I recently rewatched it over the summer, and it's actually pretty great. I think I like it better now. And but I still think the first 2 are good. Alright, next one, Star Wars. Now, I would usually just say, for me, it is the first one. I know I put Empire as number 1, but they were both number 1 for Star Wars and Empire. But if I wanted to separate them from the trilogies, so original trilogy would be the first Star Wars. Prequel trilogy would be the third one, obviously the one that's actually kind of good to some people, and for me, I still think it's really good. For the sequels, it is still Force Awakens. Listen, I do want to rewatch this trilogy, or basically all the Disney era Star Wars films. Like after Mandalorian season 2, I would like to do that. But bottom line, Star Wars, the first one, is just such a great movie. It changed cinema in a way, and was snubbed by Woody Allen's Annie Hall. All right, next franchise, Lord of the Rings. So I was able to officially watch all three of these movies over quarantine, but not The Hobbit. I have not seen any of those movies yet, though I'm still reading the book at this point. But my favorite one out of the trilogy is actually going to be Two Towers. And for some reason, over time, there has been sort of like a decline or like nobody likes Two Towers anymore. They say that's the weakest one, but I like it. It's more mature than the first one, and it's just I think the action is way better than in the first one because it proves a lot from Fellowship. And I really love Helm's Deep. Everything about it I just love. And it kind of feels like it's going to be like Empire Strikes Back, and it's going to have, it's dark or it's mature, and it's going to have like a unfortunate ending. But this movie doesn't. It has kind of like, Two Towers has a sort of victory at the end. The characters kind of have a victory at the end, and it works. And I do like the trilogy in general. I mean, if my ranking of it, I think 3 is Return of the King is the weakest one, even though that's the one that won Best Picture. But yeah, it would be 3, 1, and 2. But yeah, I love Two Towers. All right, next film franchise, Harry Potter. This is kind of a franchise that I've seen like half of them. I've seen the first 3. I've seen a little bit of Goblet of Fire. I've seen 5. I've seen a little bit of 6. I've not seen 7 or 8. And I've seen both of the new Fantastic Beasts movies. At one point, Fantastic Beasts was my favorite one because I thought it expanded the world better. And I just thought I liked how we were seeing more of the Wizarding World outside of Hogwarts. But I gotta go with the first one. The first one is good. I really do like the first one. I enjoyed it. I feel like I've rewatched that one the most. Next one, Shrek. It's been kind of a while since I've watched any of these 4 movies or 5. I haven't actually really seen Puss in Boots. I've seen like a little bit of it. But if we're saying my favorite one, I like the first Shrek. I think it's just a good comedy with Mike Myers, Cameron Diaz, and Eddie Murphy that kind of like a little twist on the fairy tale genre, but then kind of got butchered during the 2000s with like Happily Never After, these fairy tale parodies that were just kind of like, they were just awful. But yeah, I'm going to just go with the first Shrek. And I know, yeah, a lot of people say Shrek 2 is good, but I don't know, I'm just going to say Shrek. I'm just going to go with the first Shrek. Back to the Future. Now, I did review this trilogy over the summer. This is a hard one, because I love the first one is great. Second one, I also love. Third one, kind of, it's kind of like a Return of the Kings a bit. It just kind of, for me, it kind of falls flat a little bit. But it does have a good conclusion, though. They both conclude well. I just kind of have to go with the first Back to the Future. As good as 2 is as a follow up, I just gotta go. I'm gonna go with the first Back to the Future. Jurassic Park. Out of all the franchises that are kind of like people are fed up with, one of them is Jurassic Park, because I feel like this franchise just should have stopped at the first one. Even though I love Lost World and Jurassic Park 3, and Jurassic World is alright, but Fallen Kingdom was just bad. And if you've seen my review of it, and I said how, and it wasn't really, and I'm not going to just say I was sitting next to 2 annoying girls. It was just because I think it just did not take the best direction for the franchise. And it's like, they're going to make more of these movies, but like, how are you going to make more of these movies? Like, the island is gone. Isla Nublar is gone. And you're forgetting Lost World and the third one. And so Isla Sorna Site B does not exist. So, I mean, fine if you want to end the third franchise with dinosaurs and roaming like America and stuff. But you just stop. And now there's this show on Netflix, I think, and I don't really care. But if we're gonna say my favorite one, I love the first three. I do. They're very enjoyable and I don't get the hate for three. Lost World used to actually be my favorite one. But I think I'm going to go with just the first Jurassic Park because after rewatching these movies over quarantine, I think just the first one is just the better movie on. It was just such a revolutionary film at the time, and I just every time I go back to it, just even the animatronics are really they hold up more, and I do think I will say the CGI isn't that great, but the animatronics are perfect. I still kind of really do. I think the first one is just the best one. But heck, that's everyone's answer. Alright. Next franchise. Alright, we're going to get a little controversial here. The Bourne Trilogy. Now, I love Bourne Identity. That's actually going to be my pick. The Supremacy, it's fine enough. I mean, it had all right action. It's got Carl Urban in it. It's very heavy. I like Joan Allen. I actually do like Joan Allen in these movies. But then Ultimatum was just kind of the same move. Just felt like Supremacy again. I don't know. I don't really like Ultimatum. I really got to go with just the Bourne Identity. And I haven't even seen any of the. I haven't seen Legacy or Jason Bourne, like the what I like to call the Bourne leftovers. I think I might do a review of this trilogy soon. But yeah, I gotta go with Bourne Identity. I really do like Bourne Identity. It's a fun early 2000s spy thriller that kind of really was that was just kind of showing James Bond how to do a good spy thriller today. All right, so Batman, or I think this is the Dark Knight trilogy. So again, I haven't seen the Dark Knight trilogy in like a while. Because I'm planning on doing a a big review of all the Batman movies when we get close to the Batman, and Dark Knight Rises used to be my favorite one, but I got to go with the Dark Knight though. I love Dark Knight Rises, and Batman Begins it's good. It's all right, but yeah, Dark Knight it's a good movie, and it really. But this trilogy in general really did bring Batman back a bit and the comic book genre. And I used to think these, but I always immaturely thought these movies were overrated. And I think, in a way, Batman shouldn't always be dark. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Is that we need a new. I'm more of a new Batman. Batman just shouldn't always be dark every time, because if we keep getting Batmans that are just all dark and gritty all the time, it's just gonna get boring. Alright, Pirates of the Caribbean. It's been a while since I've not seen that many of them. I've seen the first one and I saw the fifth one in the theater. But I'm just gonna go with because Curse of the Black Pearl is just a great movie. It's a very fun action movie, and that Johnny Depp was surprisingly nominated Best Actor for it. And it definitely kind of changed Disney in a way. And I really do like Curse of the Black Pearl. So yeah, I'm going Curse of the Black Pearl. Jack Ryan. Sorry, I tried to watch Hunt for Red October, but I don't know, I couldn't sit through it. Lethal Weapon, and as you know, I did review this movie recently. These movies for first viewing. Lethal Weapon, the first one it's good. I don't like it as much as everyone else does. I love the second one, and third I love actually as much as two. 4, it's not bad, but it just got its moments that are just so cringy. And just yeah. That's why I think I don't even think they should have made 4 yet. I think 3 was just fine if they left it at 3. Just kind of a perfect trilogy right there. Good funny trilogy. And I think they really should have waited to do another one. I don't know, maybe that sounds bad, but who am I kidding? Alright, next franchise. The X-Men franchise. Pretty mixed franchise. Yeah, this is just a hard one because, okay, I gotta go with, it's either First Class or Days of Future Past, because I do love both of those movies. First X-Men, it's alright. X-Men United, it's fine. Last Stand is enjoyable. I enjoy Last Stand, but it's very horribly directed and acted, though. But, and I've not really watched that many of the spin-offs. I've never seen Deadpool or Logan. I did watch The Wolverine recently this summer, and I thought that was good. I thought it was alright. But yeah, First Class and Days of the Future Past are... But I think First Class is better, because that's the closest thing where we kind of see an X-Men team done right and all that, because there's a lot of scenes I love in that movie. It's like, it used to be one of my favorite movies, but I really do like, I love First Class. Okay, The Matrix. Love the first Matrix. Reloaded. When it's got action, it's terrific. Revolution, bleh. And never seen Animatrix yet. And I'm interested in this fourth one, but I don't really know. I don't think it's gonna be that great anyway. But yeah, I gotta go with the first Matrix. I've rewatched it several times before. At first I thought it was alright, but then I gave it two more rewatches, and I think it's good. It's not one of my favorite movies. It's not one of my favorite action movies or sci-fi, but it's a very good, entertaining movie if you just have nothing else to watch. This is just kind of the one to go to. James Bond. For me, I think you should kind of separate this by favorite one from each actor. I don't know, but I've not seen all of them. I actually have recently watched Live and Let Die and a little bit of The Man with the Golden Gun, because I kind of want to get into the more Roger Moore ones. And I actually kind of like Roger Moore Bond. I don't know, because it's just that, I don't know, I like Roger Moore. I kind of like Live and Let Die. I love the song. I love everything in Live and Let Die. I like how it's so cheesy. I like the action. I like when Bond's a little cheesy, alright? You Only Live Twice, is good. I actually, also From Russia with Love, that's my two favorite ones by Connery. But I gotta go with Skyfall. Skyfall is just a really good, it's just a really fun action movie in general. Just because, for me, in my opinion, if you want to get into these Bond movies, do not watch the originals if you're a person who loves action movies. Definitely just start off with, maybe you should watch Dalton, or maybe you should just go right into Pierce Brosnan, because GoldenEye is actually a good one to start with, I think. Alright, so, now to another spy franchise, Mission Impossible. Now this is a franchise that only has just one bad movie. That's the second one. Because the first one I think is great. Third is also great. Fourth, I didn't like it at first, but after rewatching all 6 of these movies during quarantine, I love it now. Fifth is great. Sixth is great. F it. I'm just gonna go pick all the ones besides 2. Die Hard. It's been a while. I've only seen the 4. I tried to watch 5. So bad, I couldn't even finish it. I gotta go with the first one, even though I like Vengeance better. But still, I'm just gonna go with the first one. It's a great movie that I'm always gonna watch on Christmas Eve. Rocky. I have not seen that much of this franchise. I've seen the first one and a little bit of 3. That's all. I'm sorry. But Rocky is good. Rocky is a great film. Ocean's 11. I've seen all 4 of them, but not the 5th and the original one. But I gotta go with the first one. Even though the trilogy and Ocean's 8 are pretty great. Ice Age. It's been a while since I've seen any of these movies, really. I didn't see fifth when it came out, because it's just kind of like, this is when I get, really? Guys, can we just stop making these movies? to be honest, my favorite one, I'm actually gonna say it's gonna be Dawn of the Dinosaurs. That's the one I feel like I think I rewatched that one the most. Austin Powers, yeah, baby, yeah. Now I love this trilogy. I love Austin Powers, and I really wish they could make a fourth movie, but after the death of the actor who played Mini-Me, I don't think they're actually ever going to. Easy. It's the second one. It's Shag Me. It's the spy who shagged me. It's great. And I love all three of them. And a lot of people say the third one isn't that great. I like it, but you can definitely tell they were Myers a little fried when they got to that one. Because maybe I don't think they really should have jumped to that one yet. Alright, Superman, the Christopher Reeve movies. I've seen all five of them. First one, I don't really remember I mean, it's been a while since I've actually seen it, and, but I will, and it didn't really start the superhero genre yet. But it kind of showed that with the right budget, it can work. But I do love second a little better, because it actually has action in that one. Third, I actually like the third one. 4, it's stupid. And Returns, it's just, for me, it's like the same thing that everyone had a problem with Force Awakens. It was just a remake of A New Hope. Yeah, Superman Returns was just a remake of the first Superman. So, and the second one would have been, I think the sequel for Superman Returns that got canceled would have been a lot better. Jaws. Loved for the first one. I love the third one. 2 is probably the weakest one, and 4, it's average. It's really not that bad. I don't really think it deserves a 0. I mean, I don't think it's that bad. But I gotta go with the first Jaws. It's Jaws. It kind of changed. Jaws, Star Wars, Raiders changed everything. Those 3 movies, they are basically a trilogy, and they changed everything. Spy Kids. Okay, I don't really like any of the Spy Kids movies. Like, I was just 9. I did not even like any of these movies. That's how you can tell how I think these movies are just not good in general. I just don't think they're good at all. Just Spy Kids. First one, they're just so cheesy. I don't like it. For some reason, I kind of like the fourth one, because it's got the guy from Community in it. And it's got Ricky Gervais as a talking dog. So I'm just going to say the fourth one, even though everybody hates that one. Star Trek. Again, with Star Wars, you would have to kind of break it up into the 3 series of films that they made, which is the original cast series 1, the Next Generation cast, and then there's the Kelvin timeline reboot of the original cast. So favorite one out of the original, it's a tie between Khan or Undiscovered Country, but Khan is a slight bit better. I love Wrath of Khan is just great. It's a perfect example of how to actually bring back an old franchise after a not so good movie in a way. It's just that with all these other old franchises coming back, Ghostbusters, Jurassic Park, and Star Wars, Wrath of Khan just did way better than Terminator Dark Fate. And speaking of Terminator Dark Fate, the Terminator franchise, Two is alright. I just don't like T2 that much as the first Terminator. I think the first Terminator is great. 3 I also like, but I mean 2 is still better. I've not seen Salvation. That's the only one out of the 5 that I've not seen. Genesis, it has like good ideas, but it just gets horrible as it goes on. And Dark Fate, I don't know, it's best way to describe it. Genesis was the nail in the coffin for the franchise, and Dark Fate was like the idea of the coffin trying to take the nail out of it, but then failing at the same time. Twilight, never seen any of the Twilights. Never seen Rush Hour. Never seen The Godfather. The Naked Gun. I've only seen the first one, but it doesn't really count. I like the first Naked Gun, but I thought it was a little disappointing. It wasn't as funny as Airplane. And now I'm getting to the point where I've never seen that many of them. Never seen Santa Claus or American Pie, or of course I've never seen that. The Exorcist, never seen The Exorcist, never seen any of them. Home Alone, okay, now we're back on track. Home Alone 2, it's good. I like Home Alone 2. I like the first Home Alone. I've seen the fifth one, and as I said in my worst films of the decade, they should stop making Home Alone movies, and I can't believe Disney wants to reboot them. They're not good, guys. And the closest thing to a good Home Alone movie was Skyfall, because that ending is literally like PG-13 Home Alone when it goes to the end, and it's great. But yeah, the best one is Home Alone out of all. Rambo. I've only seen First Blood. First Blood is great, and I just don't think that this is a franchise that should have made more. That just should have not been a franchise. I've tried to watch First Blood. First Blood's not that great. The Mummy. I've seen the first Mummy the one with Brendan Fraser and the one with Tom Cruise. The one with Brendan Fraser is fun, popcorn, and it's great. Tom Cruise, it's bad. I mean, at least Universal's finally now knows what to do with these monsters. Planet of the Apes, I've not seen any. I saw a little bit of the first one. I would like to rewatch it though. Not seen any of them, not even the new ones. Sorry, I know how much people love those movies. Never seen any of the Jackasses. Vacation, I've seen Christmas Vacation. That is kind of funny. Karate Kid. I've only seen the first one, but the first one is great. I love. My favorite parts are really just those scenes with Daniel and Mr. Miyagi, and I even like the fact that he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor in that movie because he was great. Never seen any of the Aliens, but I mean, I've seen the spin-offs, Blade Runner, Predator. Never seen any Fast and the Furious movies. Never seen any Nightmare on Elm Streets. Definitely never seen any of the scary movies. Alright, so I'm just going to quickly go over some other franchises that were not on that list that I was looking at. So, the Avengers. So, as I've been doing these Marvel reviews, I'm kind of warming up to the first Avengers movie. And I still like Ultron a bit. I still haven't got up to Infinity War yet. Since WandaVision is going to be like the first, thing from Phase 4, I actually might rewatch Infinity War and Endgame. But for now, I'm just going to go with the first Avengers, just because. Transformers, they're bad. I like the Mark Wahlbergs better than the Shia LaBeoufs, which is Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon. Dark of the Moon, I couldn't even finish Dark of the Moon because it was so bad. But I'll just go with the first one. Alright, Justice League, or I'm just going to say the DCEU. DCEU is a split franchise, so if we're going to, my favorite ones out of all of them, because so as I've been doing Marvel, I've actually been, I've been kind of watching, the DCEU movies from, when they were released, during Marvel. And Man of Steel is good, BVS is awful, Suicide Squad is not that bad, Wonder Woman, it's been a while since I've actually even watched it. And, yeah, Man of Steel and Shazam are really the ones I think are the best ones. Men in Black, another great franchise. 4 International should have been way better. 2 is the worst one. 3 is definitely the best one out of the sequels. But the first one is just the best one. The first one it's great. Iron Man, it's the first one. Iron Man 3 is still good. Captain America, I gotta go with Winter Soldier, I was actually 2 movies into Phase 3, Civil War and Doctor Strange, and, yeah, just Winter Soldier, I think, is just this kind of the best one. And Civil War might be the weakest one. Maybe that's because it's not really just the Captain America movie. Thor Ragnarok. Despicable Me. It's been a while since I've seen any of them. I'm just gonna say the first 2. I'm actually gonna say the first 2 because I remember liking 2 when it came out, and also I think I've rewatched the first one, most of it. Captain Marvel, barely a franchise. I can't believe I wish they recast her, but I don't think that will ever happen. Ant-Man. I'm kind of gonna go with the first one, even though the first one could have been better with Edgar Wright. The Incredibles, the first one. 2 was just. It's like, will we even like? They probably just gave him a bunch of money. The new Spider-Man. That's what it just says, but I have strong opinions. I've not have the best opinions on these movies, but I like Homecoming. Madagascar. So we're getting into more animated stuff. I'm gonna go with 2 and 3. It's been a while since I've seen the Penguins of Madagascar. The movie that they got, but it's been a while. Kung Fu Panda. First Kung Fu Panda. It's been a while since I've seen any of them, though, but I think I've rewatched that the most. How to Train Your Dragon. It's been a while since I've seen any of them. I'm just going to go with the first one, just because it's been a while. Godfather, not seen any of them. John Wick, haven't seen any of them. Wolverine Trilogy, I've already kind of expressed it, but yeah, for now, I did see a little bit of Origins. Finding Nemo, should not have made a Finding Dory, but yeah, Finding Nemo is pretty great. Cars, I really don't get the hate for Cars 2. I love Cars 2. I had a birthday party over for Cars 2. Yeah, Cars 2. Bill and Ted, I love the first one and the second one. I really do want to see the third one, but I can't. But I'm just gonna go with the first Bill and Ted. Just the first Bill and Ted. It's a very funny movie. Bad Boys. So if you're wondering if I saw any movies in the theater before COVID, I did see Bad Boys for Life, and it was good, but it just didn't have. I think if Michael Bay directed it, it would have been a slight bit better, because I actually do love the first 2. I love the second one. The second one is like so over the top. I love it. Universal Monsters. If you don't know what I'm talking about, like the old black and white movies. I've seen a few of them. My favorite one actually might be Frankenstein. Just Frankenstein's a very good character study and just horror movie, creature feature in general. Power Rangers. I'm talking about the 3 movies. The first one from 1995 with the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and then Turbo, which was just one big pilot for the show, and then the reboot that I really do like. I really do wish it kind of they made those. I think they were gonna make 6 movies, I believe. I really do like it, and I hope this new one will succeed box office wise. It kind of sounds like it could be fun. Time travel, what could go wrong? Batman, the original Tim Burton / Schumacher, rest in peace. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the first Batman. Honestly, it's been a while since I've watched Forever or Batman and Robin. It's been a very long time. Fantastic Four. For Fantastic Four, I'm actually going to go with the one that wasn't even released. Because that's the one where they actually tried, and they didn't really the filmmakers, not the studio, but they actually did care about making a good summer blockbuster, fun comic book movie with just a shoestring budget. And would it be? I mean, admit it. If it even if it did get released, it would still like be bad. I mean, it would still be hated. It would just look better if it was released, because like I really do wish this movie like kind of gets does I wish it does get released into the movie theaters, and even gets like a better Blu-ray release with like better, like with a more of like a better, but with it looking better. The Maze Runner. I've not seen the last one. I've seen the first two. First one I actually really do like. Second one is good, but I gotta go with the first Maze Runner. Godzilla. Gonna go with versus King Kong. It's very fun, cheesy. If we're gonna go with like the new MonsterVerse ones, I'm probably gonna say Kong Skull Island. Kong Skull Island was just the best one. Dennis the Menace. Yes, that is kind of a franchise where like a series of films they did make. I think there's three. There's like Dennis the Menace, the well-known one with I think it was directed by the guy who played Michael Myers, and has like Christopher Lloyd and Leah Thompson in it, and yeah, and then they made like Strikes Back. I don't know who's actually even in that one, but and then there was Christmas. There was a Christmas one. I'm just gonna go with the first Dennis the Menace, even though it's been a while since I've seen any of them. Mad Max. I love the Mad Max movies. I like the second one. I like Road Warrior. But Fury Road was very good. But I'm gonna go with Fury Road because it reminded people how to really do a good summer blockbuster. Speed. Only seen the first one, and I never want to see the second one. Speed is just a great movie. Predator. I've only seen the first two. I've not seen Predator nor The Predator, which a lot of people say is awful. I kind of did like Predator 2, but I'll just go with the first Predator. The first Predator was good, even though I think I need to rewatch it. Independence Day. It's been a while since I've seen the second one, but I've rewatched the first one multiple times, especially on 4th of July. So I'm going to go with the first one. The Mask. Only seen The Mask. Not Son of the Mask. Never watching Son of the Mask, unless my life depends on it. But I gotta go with The Mask. The Mask was a good comedy. The TMNT movies. I watched the TMNT trilogy over quarantine. It was like the first. I think it was the first series I watched over quarantine. First one is great. Second one is like a step down, but I still think it's fun to watch. TMNT 3. It's bad in not in a funny way. It's just like they didn't try. And like since watching them together, when you see the turtles, it's just like they look so different. What the heck? And you can tell that they just wouldn't like. Jim Henson's death was just a curse on this movie. Hellboy, I've only seen the first one. I would like to see the second one. Too bad they never made the third one because the remake I heard was awful. You know, who knows? Maybe they'll actually do a Hellboy 3, because that kind of seems like what happens now. Blade Runner, I like the first one. Blade Runner 2049 was good. This wasn't as good as the first Blade Runner. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I love Phil Lord and Chris Miller. They are the Coen brothers of animation today. Happy Feet, I gotta go with the first one, even though I have not seen any of them in a while. The Lego movies, I gotta go with the first Lego movie. The first Lego movie, just great, just funny. And even Lego Batman and Lego Ninjago, and the second part was alright. But yeah, I gotta go with the Lego movie. Airplane. I love Airplane. It's a funny comedy. I haven't seen the second one in a while. But I think I remember it having its moments. It's not bad at all. But I gotta go with the first Airplane, which is great. Babe. It's been a while since I've seen any of them. I was surprised to even find out that the first one's even nominated for a Best Picture back then in '96. But I'm just gonna go with Pig in the City because I feel like I've rewatched that. I rewatched that one more than the first one. Mall Cop. I actually liked the first Mall Cop. I remember it being generally hilarious. Second one was fine, has moments. A Christmas Story. Now this one kind of has like multiple sequels There's the one that was like a summer one, and then there was the well-known bad one, A Christmas Story 2, which was just awful. And just kind of shows why this franchise was overhyped. I mean, I think it kind of killed off the hype, really. Well, not really. I think it's still going on. But yeah, gotta go with the first Christmas Story. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Now, it is a trilogy. Long Hollow was just a reboot. The trilogy is great, I do think. But yeah. And I think they're all on Disney Plus. I did rewatch the first one. But I gotta go with the third one. I just love the third one. The Unbreakable Trilogy. Now, this is a difficult one, because this is just a weird trilogy, because it's like, I don't know, just something about it just never really, it never clicked. So, Unbreakable is great, Split is good, but those movies are just not, they're just two different movies, and from two different time periods, 2 decades. And Glass, I thought it was great. I loved it I loved the beginning, but then the second one, it was just kind of like they're all in the prison and they're all talking, and then a lot of people said they didn't like the third act, but I loved the third act because actually something was happening. Now to cap it all off, I'm gonna go. Now it's Ghostbusters. Now currently there are 3 of them, and there's about to be a 4th one. The third one that we've been that just should have came out like 8 years ago. Well, before Harold Ramis's death, because it's all Bill Murray's fault. It's really his fault, because he couldn't even make up his mind, and maybe also the writers, because I don't know, I guess the script wasn't that great, and I don't know, I'm a little mixed on this new Ghostbusters. Just the idea of kids being like Ghostbusters and handling nuclear technology, you know. I mean, it makes sense, because like at least the Ghostbusters were scientists, and even in the last one, even in the reboots, like they were just at least they knew what they were dealing with. But yeah, they're kids. I wouldn't trust kids with nuclear devices. But yeah, I love the first Ghostbusters. It's great. Second one is good. I remember it being entertaining. The remake, it's entertaining, but it's like this is just not what they really want. This is not what we wanted, is the thing. But yeah, the first Ghostbusters is great. So that concludes my video of all the franchises that I've seen and like. So yeah, this channel, we will be progressing as we go on. I'm definitely excited for my Halloween special for our first viewing. Right now I'm just about to do a play, and I got work. Actually, I'm working now. I've got school, and I'm just waiting for Cuomo to just give us the flag for the movie theaters to reopen. So, thank you for watching this video. Subscribe, leave a comment on what's your favorite movie from every franchise that you've seen. So, yep. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.